Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Arma 3. So obviously this is the sequel to Disney's Magical Pony Power 2. Now, it's a sequel to mega successful military simulator Arma 2, which got a big boost from DayZ, but was actually reasonably popular in its own right, perhaps overwhelmingly popular in its own right with amateur military enthusiasts. And as I've been informed, actually some ex-military enjoy this game as well because of its realistic depiction of, you know, what it's actually like to be part of a tactical fighting squad. And I probably made myself sound super nerdy when I said that. But in any case, Arma 3, now available in playable alpha if you pre-order it on Steam for, I believe it's $35. You get access to the playable alpha, which currently has some single-player stuff as well as multiplayer scenarios that you can jump into. Additionally, there is the beta that is going to come afterwards, and it'll eventually turn into the full version if you buy this playable alpha. But in any case, we should get out of the way here. I'm pretty god-awful at Arma. I played a little bit of it with DayZ, which is why I am familiar to a certain extent with the interface, but I definitely owe a huge thanks to YouTube user Omwrecker, aka youtube.com/maskedgamer, because basically not only did he hook me up with a copy of this game, but he actually gave me basically like a 2-hour rough and tumble tutorial in the multiplayer to actually teach me how to not get killed, because I was having a really rough time with the single player myself. So this will be very much Northernlion's Arma 3 amateur hour. Say that 3 times fast. But if you're interested in seeing a more professional video, I will link to Omwrecker's videos in the video description below for you to check those out. But in the meantime, let us jump into some of the single player showcases. Right now, the single player mode is pretty feature barren, but you know, that's to be expected considering this is only, you know, it's a work in progress. It's an alpha as we are playing it currently, but the multiplayer mode works totally fine. But anyway, we're gonna go with showcases, and basically these are all vertical slices to show off one aspect of the gameplay that is kind of contained within Arma 3. So we have Infantry, which is just going to be our standard on-foot gunplay. There's some underwater scuba stuff, which I haven't tried. There's some Vehicular stuff, which is a very difficult mission that I have not been able to succeed on. And we'll probably fly some helicopters at the end of this video. But in the meantime, we're just going to check out the Infantry section, which is the only scenario in the game that I've actually managed to beat, and by far the one that I've spent the most time with. So I just want to say before we get in here, it's possible that this video, in terms of its overall quality, is not going to be super representative of how amazing Arma 3 actually looks. This game looks absolutely fantastic, but I have the settings cranked down a little bit to ensure a smooth recording, because it is, at least in its current state, fairly resource intense. At least that's my experience. I've had some frame rate drops, and I'm running a pretty beefy PC, but that's with the settings cranked, and we're very much not using cranked settings. So this is our interface for the start of an Arma mission. Basically, what we're doing here is we're going to follow our squad leader through this valley, which is represented, of course, by this like green stuff surrounded by hills and mountains here. And we're going to meet up with Charlie Company. We're going to, you know, get into this kind of checkered area, or like red-lined area, which indicates enemy area of operations. I don't know what happened to my brain there. And then we're going to take out some mortars. So this mission should be fairly quick, but we'll see. That all depends on whether or not I survive, because this is very much not a traditional modern first-person shooter, even though that might be a bit of an anachronism. Or an oxymoron, I should say, I guess. This is not a game where we can be a bullet sponge or a one-man army for the most part. If we get hit once or twice, we are very, very likely to be killed, or at the very least wounded in such a way that actually it impacts our success or mobility moving forwards. But in any case, we're going to start here, and the squad leader is pretty much just going to yell at us from the get-go here. And it's looking like the game is running fairly well. That could change, but as for right now, very smooth frame rate. And you can see, even with the settings cranked down, I'm running this at a fairly low resolution. Everything looks pretty good. The animations definitely look a lot less robotic than they did in Arma 2, or at least in DayZ, which is where like 99% of my Arma 2 experience is. I'm sorry to talk over this radio chatter, because the radio chatter actually is important, but, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be said before we move along here. So our team leader is issuing commands to us, and we're going to be listening to him for instruction, basically, because Arma is very much about that kind of like vertical chain of command where you're going to be following orders for the most part, as opposed to going off on your own. Okay, so it looks like we have an enemy, which means it's smart for us to get down, probably. The rifleman 100 meters west, so never eat shredded wheat. I'm gonna guess, I mean, I could pull up my compass here in a second, but I don't really want to when there's a fairly decent chance of me dying. So there is a lot of interface stuff that we're gonna want to talk about in order to demonstrate how to get around here. I'm just getting distracted by these guys talking as well. But in any case, we can bring up our compass using the K key, which will bring this up on our map. Oh, we're gonna get low again. Remember, we have to get low, because if we don't, we could pretty easily be killed in 1 or 2 bullets. This is a game that very much emphasizes patience. So I can just look at my compass again. We're heading west. Okay, move 100 meters west. Fantastic. Sometimes there's the radio chatter can be a little bit overwhelming, but I promise you that it's not as distracting when you're actually playing the game for yourself and not listening to some dude talk about it. So we're just gonna follow our squad leader basically, and we're gonna stay low because it's much more important to not die than to get kills. Okay, so we're moving 100 meters west now, and again with our K key we can see that west is. Oh, did my keyboard just die? No, I don't know what's going on here. I'm hitting K, but it didn't bring up the compass. Okay, there we go. So we're going west. We have binoculars as well that we can use to spot enemies, but this mission is a little bit more on the lenient side. We don't have to be super patient, but we definitely don't want to play this like a traditional, you know, like a Far Cry or a Halo or something where we're just running into enemy fire and, you know, hoping that our shields are going to take care of things, because if we pop up our head, enemies will be able to kill us very easily. So let's just take a look. I'm trying to see where the heck enemy fire is coming from. I am actually just about to be killed, I think. Is that a target right there? Hard to tell. I should actually just bandage myself up here. I wish I didn't have to get up to do that, because now I'm just poking my head out there. Get low, get low, get low, get low. The target, I see him. And let's see if we can actually zoom in and get a shot off on him. He might actually get away in this situation. I promise you will actually see me get engaged in some gunplay later. But for now, we're just going to focus on survival. So I'm going to move up a little bit here. Believe it or not, I am still crouched. There are enemies up on that ridge, so I'm going to get low again, and we're just going to try to... Oh, they killed them, I think. Unless there's still one more. I wish they would fire some tracer bullets so I could actually see where they are. Sadly, no. Okay.
I'm ready. Reloading.
It might seem like I'm garbage, and for once, I'm not actually going to offer much in the way of defending myself. I am absolutely horrible at this game. Is this guy dead, or just wounded, or just laying down?
Okay, let's go.
Alright, it looks like we are ready to go. Oh, no. There's a machine gunner. Right there, okay. So I don't know if I got him there, but he is down. We also lost one of our own, though, which actually is a big deal, because your squad is something that you're very much going to be relying on here. Okay, so we're alive. Our squad leader got killed, so it's just me and two other dudes left, I guess. Real thing I'm interested in is whether or not this guy is actually going to take command. Oh, we've got more enemies. 100 meters northwest. Oh, I'm dead. Alright, that went pretty poorly, I would say. Let's boot back into that mission. I don't think I handled that well, but that was the first time I've seen my squad get torn up like that as well. So we're going to restart. We're probably going to restart from the first checkpoint. And Arma's a pretty unforgiving experience, I gotta say. If you're very much new to the game, I hesitate to say this because I'm recommending this game overall, but if you're very much new to the game, this might not be the best jumping in point for you. There is like a field manual that kind of teaches you the very basics of what you should be doing in Arma. But for those of you like myself who are very much lay people when it comes to this game, there's not really much in the way of a tutorial mode. The game just kind of throws you in here and it's like, figure it out. And it's a little difficult to do so because the amount of commands and keys that you have, and even just the style that you're supposed to play in, is not explicitly stated, and it's not very intuitive compared to the way we've been trained to play first-person shooters by a lot of other games, which is in a very much more run-and-gun, less strategic style. I'm not trying to judge one and say one is better than the other, merely saying. Even the controls, I mean, you can use the 360 controller here, but I think that's a silly decision because you need precise shots, quick reflexes, and there's a lot of commands, like Z is lay down, X is crouch, you know, shift is run, which is pretty standard. But, you know, things like your compass being K, you know, to scope in, you just click. Oh, there's enemies there. I can't actually know if I'm hitting them here, but I can at least provide some covering fire and perhaps occasionally get some good shots in. I do have a pistol, by the way. Is that a fucking rocket launcher that just got launched at that guy? That's crazy. I don't know if we actually took anybody down there, so I'm going to be very cautious as I move forwards here. Someone is firing tracer, which is usually bad. That means we're going to get low. Spend a lot of your time in this game hiding in the grass, at least when you play like I do. Oh, we may still die, actually. Gonna get behind this rock. I don't really want to bandage up in this situation. By the way, all the weapon shifting and actions are handled with the mouse wheel. So again, if you play DayZ or Arma 2, that should be familiar to you. I'm very concerned about my safety here, though. Let's just pull out our binoculars for a second. I just want to see if I can see where these enemies are. I guess everybody has been taken out there, which is good. So let's just treat ourselves quickly. Oh, maybe not. No, bad time to treat yourself. Where the heck is our... Okay, they're still firing. I should be okay then. I'm just going to move forward just a little bit. Thank God they're firing tracers, so I actually know where they might be. But really, I owe my life to my squad right now. Okay, so we're going to make our way further up towards this village, I believe. But we're going to wait for our squad leader to issue a command. Kind of surprised that I'm still alive.
Okay, let's go.
Pretty MLG level play from me thus far. And I might actually be injured.
Okay, let's go.
But hopefully not fatally. I may be bleeding out, though. I'm not sure how to check that, actually.
Move 100 meters. Front.
Again, it's been a while since I played DayZ. And keep in mind, my ineptitude here is basically coming from 0 Arma experience to where I am right now, which is 2 or maybe 3 hours. So again, this is a game with a pretty heady learning curve. It probably looks easier than it is, but I assure you, there is some idiosyncrasies with respect to this game and this engine, and even just this style, that are not common compared to other games. As I was going to say earlier, even just the idea that, like, holding right on the mouse, the right mouse button just lets you, like, squint a little bit, basically. Get low. Crouch. But to, like, get your scope up, you actually just have to give it, like, a light tap quickly. Oh, this is not good for me. It's up. Yeah, I'm dead again. God damn it. Maybe we'll get out of this mission. It's funny, I actually beat this one well on Skype with Omrecker, and I was like, oh, that was easy. But now, apparently it's impossible. So that's my experience with the infantry showcase in Arma. I can already feel the rage in the comments, and that's perhaps understandable. Let's check out the vehicles mission, which I will absolutely fail, but at the very least, you might be able to see another taste of gameplay. I believe this is a night mission. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to infiltrate an enemy base, steal a car, and then check out the vehicle physics, which is something I've spent a little bit of time in vehicles, but I've never actually driven one myself, which means this is probably not going to go well. And we'll finish off with some helicopters, because obviously that is, you know, the easiest vehicle to drive if you've ever played a first-person shooter before.
Griffin, Viper Green, ETA to objective 5 minutes. Out.
Viper Black reporting in. I have a visual on objective 1. Out.
Alright, so that's our objective up there. I'm just going to sprint over here for a little bit, because there is a truck that's going to come by here in a little while. And I just want to get low and make sure this truck doesn't see me. At least in the, like, 2 or 3 times I played this mission before, there was a truck that came by. Do I hear it? I think I hear it. Let's get low. Oh, no, stay low! I don't know why sometimes it bounces me up. I'm laying on, like, a thorn bush or something. Well, anyway, there's that truck. I guess they don't give a shit. We could probably steal that vehicle if I want to, like, retry this run. If I end up failing. But in the meantime, let's just take a look at our map. This is where we want to assault. The question is, how do we want to get there? And I think I don't want to go up this road. I probably want to go maybe, like, around the side of the mountain if possible. But, again, I'm just guessing here. But I'm going to start making my way this way. So, as you can see, I mean, this gives you a little bit more of a feel for how beautiful the environments look. I believe there is a day-night cycle in multiplayer. As well, similar as there was to Arma 2 and DayZ, I suppose. So, you know, you'll see things like dusk and dawn, which is cool. And just in general, the game looks really, really solid, especially considering the size of the scale of the game. You know, the fact that these environments are super huge. It's something like, it's either 20 kilometers squared or 200 kilometers squared. One of those probably sounds ridiculous, but since I'm not a game developer, I'm not sure which one it is. But in any case, the fact that the game looks so good and stretches so far in basically every direction is totally awesome. But in the meantime, let's get low here. Enemies do have awareness, so we want to be careful when we get within this sort of range of them. There is a helicopter, so we're going to get super low. Question is whether they saw me. And I think the answer is no. But let's just keep an eye on them and see what they do. I'm going to pull out my binoculars again. Again, patience is a virtue, and I'm trying to stick with that more often. I was just checking to see if that was landing or if it's circling around or what. But it appears to be flying off into the distance, which is a-okay with me. If we had a rocket launcher or something, we could probably shoot it down. I have blown up a vehicle in multiplayer, which was like my Michael Jordan buzzer beater moment. But in the meantime, I think that guy is not going to be much of a problem. I'm not sure if you can quick save on these missions either. There is like an auto save. But we're just going to creep around here. What is over here? Oh, is that like a guard post? That is a guard post. Okay, we're going to get low. And, I mean, if I shoot him, people are probably going to be on to me, which worries me. But at the same time, the temptation to kill an enemy is very strong. So I'm just going to see if I can take more of a guns blazing approach and possibly kill these guys from afar. I thought maybe he just saw me there. He went into like a firing stance. So we're going to try this. Apparently there is a steady aim key. I just don't know what it is. So 3, 2, 1, go. That, I think it got him actually. And it is totally silent, so we might be able to get away with this guy too. 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful. Okay. Who would have thought I would actually be able to reach some level of aptitude here? So we're just going to walk a little further. We're crouching right now because I don't want to be seen. And then we're going to try to maybe get up in that guard post and see if we can snipe some people on this base. Just want to get low and take a look at my map very quickly. Yeah, so we're still fairly far outside of the base, but this might at least give us a better vantage point to look at some enemies. In the meantime, at the very least, taking those guys out means oh, fuck. That strikes me as probably an alarm, so let's get low. Hide in the tall grass here. I'm concerned about this. There's a vehicle. No, that's just a bush. Common mistakes in Arma. This is okay, though. Just gonna run away. Eventually, that alarm is gonna turn off. You can hear cicadas sometimes, too, and that's creepy, especially when it gets, you know, super tense, and then a cicada just shows up and, you know, whistles in your ear, and you're like, oh, fuck! This describes my real life, too. So, again, I'm not sure why that alarm went off. Probably because of these two dudes I murdered over here, is my guess. But let's get up in this oh, they definitely see me. But where are they shooting from? This is why it's nice to have a squad leader, because they will tell you where enemies are. So we're just going to fast crouch over here. I do have 2 grenades that I can use if they get too close. This is not a good position for me to be in. You probably don't need me to tell you that. Do I have night vision goggles? Yes, I do. They don't really work that well in the failing light. I don't see anybody, though. I have a pistol I could use. Let's just, again, fast crawl our way a little closer to this base. I'm assuming that I'm going to get murdered on the way. But at the very least, killing those 2 dudes is 2 more dudes than I thought I would kill in Arma. The alarm stopped. Oh, F. That's not good. Oh, there they are. Okay, I've scoped in. I think I got him. Holy shit. If that's the only guy who saw me, then life's good. Unfortunately, he wasn't using a silenced weapon. So more enemies have to be alerted now. I assume. I'm not sure what that asterisk means. I guess it means that I'm injured. So I'll treat myself just by standing up, which is a stupid idea. But in any case, we'll cancel that I did with backspace. So let's just see what this guy has on him. And this inventory screen will look pretty familiar to you if you were into Arma 2 or DayZ, of course. Sorry for every reference being a DayZ reference, by the way. But that's basically the only experience with Arma I had, so I'm trying to be authentic to my experience here. So this is our camp. I don't know if everybody here has been killed. If they have, though, then we should be able to take a vehicle and tool around a little bit. We have gotten tired from fast crawling, which seems sensible to me. Let's just take a look at our map quickly. So I'm here. There's an entrance to the base if I just continue straight ahead or if I turn around behind me. This is the car we want to steal. Oh! Apparently there's a dude right in front of me. I don't have a pistol, actually. All I have is explosives. Oh, okay. They have definitely discovered me. I have no idea where they are. I'm about to bleed out, I think. I can't tell where the bullets are coming from. I need 5.1 surround sound. Maybe I'm in a place where I'm not being hit, though. I think I might be bleeding out. Oh, the ground is swimming. Yeah, they definitely see us. And we have floated into the sky and then died. I don't think there's a quick save function this early on in the mission, so sadly that'll probably just be my death. Oh, they were right behind me. There's me. There's them. That was more successful than you might believe, actually. That was definitely the best I've ever done on that mission, managing to kill 3 dudes before getting killed myself. Before we finish off here, let's get into the helicopter mission, just to have some fun, I guess. The helicopters are easy to fly, but it's fairly difficult to actually shoot the MGs. So, you know, when I said Northernlion Arma 3 Amateur Hour, I hope you were realizing that I was being 100% literal. Because I am absolutely garbage at this game in its current state, but I'm hoping to get some multiplayer videos up later, because there's like some real, there's real tactics, there's real strategy, don't get me wrong, but there's also the potential for like hilarious, unintentional shenanigans, if you are not very good. It's the damn alarm again. If you're not very good and, you know, you're like me, it makes for some funny stuff. Yes, get in the KA-80 as a pilot, please. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna hit Q, turn these engines on, and Rainbow, this is Bear. I am gonna be the ultimate helicopter pilot. Sure, let's turn the lights on, and then we'll try to take off here. I forget what takeoff actually is. I think, there we go. Alright, task accomplished, you're goddamn right. We're just gonna fly up a little bit, and we're gonna fly to Camino Base. Let me just turn on auto hover so we don't die for a second. And then I'll look on my map. Where's Camino Base? Camino Base is it over here? Maybe I should just follow the other helicopters. That seems like a smart idea. So we'll turn auto hover off. Oh, and not barrel roll. Not the best idea. And then we're gonna fly off after our other helicopters in this direction right here. So basically the way that we're gonna control these helicopters is pretty easy. It's just gonna be through using like Q and E to get lift, and then oh god, don't crash. And then kind of using our mouse to kind of aim where we want to go, and it actually flies pretty easily, I gotta say. All right, there's our objective there. So we're gonna try to get over there, and I've lost it. Oh, engage 1.7 kilometers, so it's over here. So we're gonna try to get over here and attack the enemy. But otherwise, I gotta say that flying the helicopters is actually really, really easy. It's just, you know, getting in a position where you can use this machine gun with the left mouse button that is kind of difficult. Right click does zoom in for us. I actually did not realize that. So let's see if I can make my family proud. Losing a little altitude here. Let's see if I can make my family proud. Is auto hover's not on, right? Oh god, we're probably gonna crash. Maybe not. Okay. It's all good. There is a third person mode, but I've forgotten what the key is to do that. I really need to spend a lot of time with the manual in this game, I think. In the meantime, we're doing just fine. They are about 1 kilometer away. I don't have a visual yet, so we're just gonna move, hopefully a little bit faster as we move forwards here. I mean, there's like weird aerodynamic properties, and by weird, I mean totally physically accurate, and thus not video gamey. So like when we sink, we're gonna speed up, but we're also gonna lose altitude, and when we go higher in altitude, we're gonna slow down a little bit, especially if I put the nose up like this. But that's how we're gonna slow down, and eventually put ourselves in a position where I can kind of stand still and aim this gun. But it looks like these guys are over this ridge. So let's try this again. We're just gonna get over this hill and try to take out the enemies. The game, even in its early state, is pretty unforgiving. Like if you fuck up for like 2 minutes, it'll be like, well, you botched it. Am I gonna die here? Or did I just land? I think I accidentally landed. So let's crank this up here, and then fly over this ridge. Probably the people in the helicopter are shitting their pants right now. I don't necessarily blame them. You know, everyone poops. And they are over there. So again, let's try not to crash this bad boy. The helicopter, it's way easier to fly than I expected it to be.
Vehicles have halted north of Mike 26.
Okay.
Unload Viper Red at the facility and await further orders.
I'm gonna try.
Enemy units disembarking, moving towards the facility.
Oh god.
Acknowledged, Hydra. Be advised.
That was a good pass, I feel. Slow down, slow way. Don't do a backflip. Don't do a backflip. It considered doing a backflip there. We're just gonna, oh god. Okay, am I okay? Where's the enemy? They were down here, right? This doesn't seem like it's a good position for me. Oh, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Oh, you're dead. Yep, everybody in the helicopter died. Okay, well, that's my let's look at of Arma 3 so far. My impressions of the game overall are 2 things, positive and irrelevant, because I'm clearly very much an amateur. I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time in this world, especially multiplayer, and I'm hoping to get some like actual competent gameplay up, especially, or even if not competent, at least hilarious multiplayer gameplay up of, you know, like me, Josh, Nick, and Mike just tooling around in a helicopter, crashing by accident all the time. I'm seriously, it might not seem like it given my ineptitude, but I'm having a lot of fun with this game so far. Again, if you want to see some more actual competent gameplay, feel free to go check out Omwrecker's video, which I'll put in the description. I owe him a debt, basically, because he helped me out a lot with respect to getting a copy of this game and making me as competent as I am, which is still really bad. But in any case, I appreciate your understanding when it comes to me being god-awful at this game. It's a game that definitely has a learning curve. As is, I hope you enjoyed this showcase of what is available in the Arma 3 Alpha, and if you're into this sort of thing, it certainly seems like a good value to be able to get into this game at a reasonable price of like $35. But again, in any case, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.